and UMN Manager Self-Service. So in this session, we will try to cover the remaining topics of India localizations.
Okay. Okay.
Please go to that SPRO, that particular node.
Yeah. So which nodes are payroll or personal management?
Yeah, so you have to go to the payroll.
Payroll. Okay.
Payroll India.
Yes, sir.
Then you go to So here we have discussed last time ESS tax declaration. Any questions there, or advance claim? These two we have covered, right?
Yes, sir. No, we don't have any questions.
In fact, we have gone through this. Today we'll start with the
Yes.
remaining three we will cover and complete today. Okay. The loan section, suppose let's say again it is not very much application. This application is not mandatory. Suppose the idea is you want employees to give apply for loan online through ESS. Loan, suppose any kind of home loan or education loan through the company. Okay, so anyway, they will be taking loan from say SBI or any other premier banks. Okay, but the idea is the bank will recover that amount from their salary. Okay, so what do you understand? You understood my point, right? Why actually loan is happening here? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So through ESS they will be applying, and your EMI will be deducted automatically from your salary. Okay, those kind of scenario can be handled. Okay. Now you can just expand those basic settings.
Okay.
So first one is defining a workflow. What is a workflow? Any idea?
I've read it, but I am unable to remember at this time, sir.
Actually, okay, no, just execute that. I will tell you. Execute that. I will.
Yeah. Actually, I saw that in that book, workflow.
Yeah. So workflow is nothing but actually the level of you will be whenever you are configuring any kind of this applications, we will generally define a workflow. Like there will be different actors. Suppose I'm an employee and someone is my manager, and someone is suppose there is two approving authority. Okay, so suppose my managers will be approving the level 1, and after my managers approves, HOD, the head of the department, also will be approving up to that. Okay, so that is a kind of a workflow, you can say. Okay, so that means whenever I am applying for any kind of loan, my manager will be applying, means he'll be approving, then then the total finally it will be approved by the HOD. Okay, so that is the kind of a workflow we can design. Okay, so you can create new entries there.
Okay.
And this, whatever you are designing the workflow here, it will be applicable for country India only for your company, because we have chosen country grouping is 40 here. Okay, so you can choose subtype there.
Okay.
There are some predefined workflow template already available. Okay, you can use those. There I can see there are some 8 entries, I think. Okay, yes, so you can see these are all available. Okay, like car loan, building loan, personal loan. Okay, so how you'd like to have that? So you can select the second one, personal loan with payment by installment. Okay, so you can mention the workflow ID. So how will be getting that workflow ID? So workflow ID will be basically your developer will be creating one workflow. So it is a technical thing. Okay, so that workflow ID to be maintained here. Okay, so then you will be able to use that workflow in your employee self-service. You are getting my point, both of you?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay. So this is the point here.
Yes,
so we are not going to that detail, but for your understanding, this is how you have to define that workflow, depending upon your loan or whatever. Okay. Now you can go back. You can just close it here. No. So second and third actually is again a little technical. So like whenever defining a function module based on the country grouping, we decide the which function model will control this setting. Okay, and third one will be like a number range for reference number. So why it is required? Suppose your company is having number range, you understood, right? Like in PA, I
Yes, sir.
have discussed
Yes, sir.
like suppose in PA module you are having a deciding a number range for a employee who are a permanent employee of the company. Their employee ID will be starting from say 1 to 1 lakh, and for who are contractual employee, they are 1 lakh 1 to 2 lakh. Okay, that is the number range. Okay, similarly, in case of loans also, like let's say you are having personal loan. Okay, so whenever you are applying a for a loan, there will be a number will be generated. Okay, that is we call as a reference number. Anyway, you must have observed that any kind of banking transaction, it generates a number. Are you getting my following me?
Yes, yes, sir. I got
Yes,
it.
sir.
Suppose you are having suppose a person is applying for a personal loan. Okay, then there will be having a separate number range. Another person is applying for a home loan. Another person is applying for an education loan. Similarly, to categorize those things, you can have a different types of number range for different types of loan. Okay, so that is the purpose of this particular number range. Okay, so you can also define that in this third one. Okay, got my point?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now you go
You
to the,
already
yeah, tell me.
you already PA personal number is there.
PA, that is for a different purpose. Okay, so in PA module, that is for employee ID we have created. Okay, but for the loan type, whenever you are creating a loan, okay, so that kind of loan, because for a reference purpose, from a reporting point of view, that loan number, because education loan number, suppose Lakshmi is applied for an education loan, okay, and I applied for a, say, home loan, and Srikant applied for a personal loan. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? Suppose I have set up a number range for home loan is different, for education loan is different, for personal loan is different. Then Lakshmi, for you it will be 1, and one for me it may be say 1 lakh 1, and for Shrikant it may be say 2 lakh 1. Suppose my number ranges are in the different range, 0 to 1 lakh, 1 lakh to 1 lakh, 1 lakh 1 to 2 lakh, and 2 lakh 1 to 3 lakhs. Okay, in this way it will work. Okay, suppose the next person whenever applying for a home loan, it will be 2, not like if you're not doing this thing, anyone who is applying the home loan or education loan, irrespective of that, the sequence will go like 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it is very difficult to segregate those loan number, reference number and all. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Why it is required?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shrikant, now you can go for approval settings.
Yes, sir.
And these things you have to do with your ABAPer. Everything you can't do of your own. Okay.
Okay.
Define approval level. Execute that. First 2 I will tell you. Second one, third one, Badi, I will just tell you what are the things you do. Click that. Nothing, no problem. Tick that. Click new entry. And expand those columns so that we can see detail. First one is country grouping, and second one is approval level, and the third one is the approver name. It is fine now, it is visible anyway. The last one, approver name. So last one is substitute name. Okay, country grouping you can choose 40 for India. Approver level you can put 1. Approver name you can put your user ID. What is a substitute? Any idea? That means in case of an absence, suppose you are not present, somebody else will approve that particular thing. Okay, so
Like
you can like a proxy, yes.
Yes. Okay, done.
You can save it. Yeah. So similarly, we can define multiple approver here. Okay, so we are not going that detail. So this is how you'll be setting. Suppose there is a 3 level of approval or 4 level of approval. Okay, you can design that in this way. Okay, now you go to that text file, means of that documentation. We'll just go through it if anything is missed.
Okay.
Nothing is there, like only it says whatever we've discussed, like define the approver level and assign approvers to the approver level. We have seen that. Okay, now we have entered the names, the name or the user ID substitute and everything. Okay, now just close it and we will see that privileges. What are the privileges we do have? Approver level privileges. Yes, click that. Click new entries. So here we can say approval level as opposed to choosing L1. Okay, and indicator means what? Actually, he will be just getting a notification. Okay, so he will be okay. So you can just put an F1 help here. I will tell you. F1. No, not this one. First field.
Approval level.
Okay. So here basically like each approver level can have a multiple approver, as I was saying. Okay, and as it is related to loan. Okay, so what does it says? You assign privileges to different approval level depending on the type of authorization configured for an approval level. An approver belonging to a particular approval can be changing the granted amount of loan condition. Okay. So like whatever, suppose you are let's say applied for a 10 lakhs loan. Okay, but you decided that your approving authority, depending upon your salary, they decided that it can't be more than 8 lakhs for your eligibility criteria. Okay, so in that case they can change the value. So whether you can configure approval level, change authorization both value, or change either of these, or depending upon the granted amount of the loan conditions. Okay, that approving authority will be changing that particular amount if you have indicated that thing in this configuration. Okay, so it depends on the requirement of your organization. Okay, so in that case you can, if you're ticking this indicator, then they can change those things. Okay, you now close it. Nothing much is there other than that.
Okay.
Go back.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Baddie is actually, it's suppose you have a special conditions like who will be the approver. Okay, that you can take help from your ABAPA. Okay, so that Baddie determination and all, and loan type settings, just expand that loan type settings.
Yes, sir.
So here you can define your different types of loan types. So just choose the first one. First 4 we will discuss.
Okay.
The remaining 2 bodies I'm not discussing because that will be just you need to understand, and we have to take help from ABAPA for that. Okay, so now here you can just click new entries. So the way whatever you are putting here, the same thing will be reflected in your ESS. Okay. Okay, go to loan type, first column. Second one you can try. Suppose even if you are having all these things, what are the things you'll be seeing in the ESS that you are actually defining it here? Everything, whatever you are having in the back end, all the 8 types of loan will be not be visible to the employee. Whatever you are mentioning here, suppose you would like to show only education loan and personal loan. Okay, then you decide these are the only 2 things you'll be showing to the employee. Are you getting my point? Why we are doing it, Shrikant? You just choose the conditions from that button, one button. So loan condition as per this, we have defined like 6% interest monthly installment. Okay, you can choose that. Okay. Click enter. Scroll a little bit right. So definition of loan condition, you can indicate, choose that indicator. Now you just save it. In this way, whatever the loan types you are going to showcase in the ESS, that you can define it here. Okay, so that is a maintaining of a loan type or corresponding conditions. Conditions means basically your interest, 6%, 8%, whatever. Okay, that is, we call it as a condition of that loan type for that ESS. Okay, now you just go back. Second one, you choose, define the loan payment type. Yeah, so just click new entries. Choose the payment type from here. So payment type, you can see there are different types of payment, like how you are going to pay that. Whether it will be via your payroll, it will be, so 150 we can choose. Otherwise, it can be paid through a loan balance transfer. Like suppose you are paying through NEFT or something like that. But ideally, in our payroll scenario, you will be doing it from our Indian payroll. So we'll be choosing the 150 scenario. Okay, the subtype is 150 here. Means from our salary, it will be deducted every month. Enter that. Okay, now you save it. Okay. Now go back to the main page. Let's go to the next one. Define loan repayment type. Okay, so execute. New entries. So here also you can choose loan payment. Suppose you like to pay certain amount in advance. Okay, so in that case also you can pay it through. You can give an instruction to the payroll administrator that you would like to deduct more. You can do that. Or you suppose in a particular month you would like to stop, then you can also do that. Click indicator and save it. So these things you will not be able to realize in the ESS as of now, but configuration will remain the same because we do not have a ESS portal with this demo system, I think. Okay. Now you just choose the fourth one, map loan types to the approver. So why this is required? Any guess?
It's a manager approval. It's looking for manager approval or higher authority.
So what you can do, let's say in a typical organization, for a different types of loan, suppose there are different authorities to approve. Let's say it's a personal loan, finance will approve. If it is an educational loan, another authority will be approving. Okay. In that case, you can segregate, or if say the same authority is approving everything, then you can also maintain the same thing. Nothing different. Okay, just click new. Click new entries. Select the approval level. So this one you have created. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now it came automatically from here. Just enter that. Okay. So now in the type, in the name, you can mention like, go to the name. Second one.
Personal loan with payment by installment. Yeah.
Yes, you choose that.
Okay. I think.
You have deleted again. Do it.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay.
So these configurations are not very difficult if you have seen compared to the other configuration payroll. Okay. Only thing is you have to understand what to do where.
Okay.
put 1 there, do not double click, and in the then you just choose 120 and give a name last.
So
Yeah, please go ahead.
can see employee employee
Which one?
in this map level. Where
Hmm.
is it my approval in his portal?
In his portal here, employee can see who is going to approve his or her loan. Yes, he can or she can see that. Okay.
Okay.
But here, whatever I'm discussing, these are all functional configuration. Okay. So on the top of that,
Okay.
if you need some kind of special cases, then you have to take help from our ABAPer. Okay. So anybody, there are some bodies are available, business add-in. Okay. In that case, the ABAPer can write some code to determine the approver. Okay. That options also there. Okay. So then
Maybe
automatically,
you can.
yeah,
Maybe you
do.
can see notifications, I think.
Yes, those things also.
Okay.
Mail configuration also we can do that for that reason. Okay.
Directly can't see SAP this configuration.
Yes. So
Okay.
you can configure email notification, everything can be configured to the.
Where is his personal loan? Is
Yes.
it approval or not?
Yes,
Okay.
he can monitor like whether his loan is approved or not. Okay. Or what is the status of that particular loan. Okay. So you can do that. Those things can be
Okay.
configured. Yeah. So this is the
Okay,
way.
what can I write?
Name you can use the user ID, any user ID.
Okay.
You can save it. Yeah. So these are the different types of configuration for a loan types, and I'll just close it. So last two are actually required for maintain eligibility check or additional check. Okay, so those are the options for ABAPer. Okay, so your ABAPer can take go through that, and they can define or write some code there inside that eligibility criteria. Okay, so this is all about the loans. Any questions about the ESS application in loans?
No, sir, we don't
Okay.
have.
Now
No,
we'll
sir.
move to the next topic. That is a leave encashment. What is a leave encashment? Any idea?
Yes, sir. So the in organization they will give the some yearly quota.
Hmm?
So if we are not using that quota, we
Hmm.
can cash that leave.
Yes. We can encash that either during the employment or depending upon the organization, or at the during the exit time, they will be encashing that. So you just
If we have
expand
to
that
pay the
basic setting,
some,
expand.
some tax exemption also is there in.
Yes. There are so many principles are there. Okay. So rules and regulations are there. So it is very same. Like first node you'll be seeing like which wage type will be going to the leave type. Okay, so you can execute that. Map wage types for additional off-cycle payment for info type to leave types. So here what we are going to do, we will be deciding. Just click new entry. A lot of things are here. Country grouping 40. So have you ever done leave configuration before?
No, sir.
Okay. So here I'm just telling you. So here you'll be getting something called ESG grouping, PSG grouping. Okay. So depending upon your ESG grouping, PSG grouping, personal sub area grouping, your employee subgroup grouping. Okay. Depending upon that, you'll be deciding which quota type will be eligible for. Suppose you would like to encash only the privileged leave. Okay. So generally sick leaves are not encashed. Okay. Privileged leave or on leave, depending upon the organization's leave type, that you'll be mentioning here. And in the last but one column, you can see there is something called wage type. Okay, in that we will be mentioning whatever the encashment will be doing, it will be go under which wage type. Okay, so that wage type will be mentioning here. Then you can put the start date. Suppose you are going live, say 1st of September. So from that date onwards, people will be eligible for applying those leave encashment. Okay? So in this way, we'll be just maintaining that. Then once your employees applies it, then if it gets approval, then automatically that particular wage type, okay, in 267 means that particular wage type will be updated. And during whenever your payroll administrator or finance, they will be running the payroll, automatically that will be getting paid to the employee in the off-cycle payment. Okay? So that is the understanding. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically what we are going to do, we are basically quota type deciding and also employee subgroup grouping, PSG grouping. Okay, so those things we're aligning here, and we are just making the configuration in this particular node. Okay, now we just go back. Close it, yes. So here also you can do certain kind of settings, like any kind of customization is required. You can take help from ABAPer. Okay, so like approve, suppose instead of 267 you want Infotech 15 to be updated, and that should be paid in the salary itself, not off cycle. Okay, that you can do that. Okay, using those bodies. Okay, any kind of additional eligibility check, who will be the approver. Okay, those things you can change, and also the number range also you can decide. Okay, so these are different settings we do have. Now you just expand the reimbursement type settings.
Reimbursement type setting. Okay.
So here you can decide maintain off-cycle date on which particular date the particular reimbursement will be disbursed. Okay, so that we can define in the maintain off-cycle date. Okay, for a particular reimbursement type. Okay, so these are the different configurations related to the leave encashment. Okay. So now we just expand last one, salary and income tax projection statement. So here generally what we do, so we call it TSS, text simplifier statement. Okay, so you will expand the second one, second button, maintain section details for text simplifier. So I'll be sending a document for this. There's another set of configuration for this. So are you understanding what is a text simplifier statement? Any idea? You can see this also, you can say. Previously it was not there, but since last 2012-13 only it came, I believe. Why it is required, I'll just tell you. So basically, generally people in a company, they ask, suppose there is some tax related issues. They come to the HR or the payroll administrator, why is there any deviation in the tax and all. So to resolve those kind of queries, okay, so generally what happens, SAP generally gives, this solution is designed in such a way. So by seeing that tax simplifier statement, you can understand clearly how much tax has been deducted and why, how that has been calculated. Okay, suppose a person is having a salary bracket of say 16 lakh something. Okay, then in that case it will say this is your salary. This has been, you have a section 80, 80C, all these things you have saved, and after those deductions is happening, and this is your tax. Like for initial 2.5 lakhs, there is no tax. 2.5 to 5 lakhs, this is a 5%, and beyond that it is your 20%. Okay, in that a detailed calculation will be available in a form, and that will be reflected in the employee self-service. Okay, so to reduce such kind of queries from the employees, SAP has designed this TSS, text simplifier statement. Again, it is an optional. Organization may opt for it because installing it doesn't take any additional charges from SAP. Only thing is you have to invest time initially during your implementation. Once it is done, employee can see their tax details and how the main part is how it has been calculated. Okay, so it's a kind of a do it yourself kind of thing. The employees can see those thing, and they can select whatever, means how it is calculated, they can see that. You just select that form ID, SSIT, I will tell you. Select that form ID, that particular line item, select that.
Yes,
select that button. Now you click value determination, something like that is there. By selecting that, in the left hand side, there is something called value determine, something like that. You select that value determination, double click on that, if anything is coming there. So here you just go to section ID, select something there. In the section ID, you should be able to see. Okay, so these are different India payroll specific things. Okay, there are some 28 line items. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
So these are the line items will be available in your tax simplifier statement. Okay, so employee will be seeing the all these things, all the 28 items. Okay, so in this way he can get a clarification. Yes, this is how my tax is calculated. Okay, so even if it is any monthly details, educational sales, total income, gross total, everything. So these are basically nothing but your different wage types which is generated during your in the INTAX. If you have seen in that, whenever you're running a payroll in the INTAX, that particular
Yes, sir.
feature, you
Yes, sir.
can function, you can see and go, and all those details will be available in this particular form. Okay, you select any of this, just total income you can select, choose any of this, I will tell you. Then go to line item, select, yeah, that one, then tick box.
So this box is a filter for the data, sir, right, sir?
Yes, yes. So basically, you will be seeing whatever is mentioned here. Okay. So those details will be seeing in that text simplifier statement. Everything is
Okay.
here. Only thing is there is actually another set of configuration which is not here directly. I'll be sending a document. Okay. So that document we have to follow to implement this one. Many of the organization I have not seen they have implemented it, even if this feature is available. So you can explore this one as well. And the last one, which I think it will take some time. So wherever you can see dual language handling, right? Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
that dual language handling? So generally, actually, I have worked in one of the project, dual language handling. So in case if you
Okay.
need, along with your English, if you like to hand, at present in India, we have Hindi also available. So you can implement Hindi in Hindi also certain things, not everything, like
Okay.
in your payslip. Suppose there are certain employees who do not know English. Okay, so they would like to have their payslip in Hindi. Okay, so that you can do by using that functionality. And in other countries like Germany, France, and all, in those countries also it is very much used specific to this. Okay, so that is the requirement, and we can do that.
Okay. So we have another session, sir, right now?
No, actually, will we stop here if it is not
Yeah,
working?
it's time ended actually. Yeah.
No problem. So we just explore all these things. So today we discuss loan, leave encashment, and salary and income tax projection statement. Okay. So
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this, so we can complete and the ESS part. Okay. Then in the next section,
Okay.
I will tell you some other things. Okay, some which are very more important topics. Okay. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
will start with a new topic. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
Okay.
stop here. And thanks for your
Okay,
time
sir.
and for
Yes,
listening.
sir. Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you, sir.
time.
Thank you for your thoughts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for everything.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Welcome.